Alright fellas, today is a pretty special day. Today I made one of my probably biggest builds in Bloxburg. Right now it's sitting at, let's see, almost $2.2 million. So this build is huge. The Academy build, it's very large. I'm pretty sure in the title it'll say school, but it's technically an academy, it's a private school. So yeah, this should be fun, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the tour today. Alright, so this is the school. Obviously, it's pretty large. Like, this thing takes up the whole plot. It is huge, as you can see. Like, if we zoom out all the way, this is what it looks like. It takes up the whole plot from the outside. And yeah, it is just, I mean, I love this build a lot. I don't know what it looks like on the thing, but I think it looks pretty good from the outside. So I think if we're gonna go inside, which we will, I'm gonna go through this. And then right here we got flags, but when I'm recording this, Bloxburg decals still don't work, so it still kind of looks like this. It still kind of sucks. So we're gonna go inside. And by the way, sorry if my voice sounds a little bit raspy, or like it kind of sounds kind of sick. I didn't get much sleep last night, so obviously we're looking at a pretty great day to be recording, right? So there would be a decal here advertising the group, but because decals don't work, there's nothing there. So there would be something on this wall. So walking in, we'd be greeted at the front office. We got metal detectors, and as you can see, I passed. I don't have any like weapons on me or anything. And then looking at the main office, we got a bench right here. We got what the main office looks like. Obviously there'd be a flag there, but there isn't. And then we kind of got some cubbies, and it looks like a pretty average front office. You got two people who would obviously be working here. And down this hall, we'd have a principal's office. Obviously, again, the decals, like literally the worst thing ever, but I don't know when Bloxburg's gonna fix the decals. But the principal's office, it looks pretty alright. I didn't really go too crazy on it. And then if we go over here, same thing with the vice principal, except it kind of looks a little different. It's a very small room, so if you have claustrophobia, I'm really sorry. So yeah, that's what the vice principal looks like. And then we go down the hall right here, we got the nurse's office. I tried to get some warm lighting in the room in a sort of way. I don't know how that worked. Let me know how that looks, but yeah. There's supposed to be decals on these walls, but again, like, we don't the decal things. And then over here we got all the medicine and stuff. So once again, pretty average nurse's office. I think it's kind of small, but yeah, that's our main office area. And then going over here, we have the cafe. For some reason, like, some of the decals work, like the C and A work, but for some reason the F and E don't work. So this just looks so bad. Yeah, taking a look in the cafe, it's kind of bland. I didn't really go too crazy on it. We got a whole ice cream machine though, and we got coffee and stuff. And part of the culinary class of the school also works in here, so that's why we have some benches right here and another bench right here, and then it just leads out right here. And as we can see with the change picture signs, there would be room numbers there, but they're not there. And then over here we have the library. Honestly, the library is definitely a great part. I don't know why this is off. This one's on. But the library is great because if you haven't noticed already, this is what the library is. It's this floating kind of thing that we got here, and honestly, I love the look of it. I don't even know how I came up with this, because I promise you there's probably no other schools in the world that have a floating library, but our school does. So I don't really know how I came up with it, and honestly, I like it. We got a whole little study area over here with a bunch of laptops and stuff overlooking the whole library. I mean, it's just a pretty cool, like, spot, honestly, like being above everything else. So over here we got escalators. We're not going to go up them yet, but there's a pretty cool room up there. There's actually two pretty cool rooms. But over here we got our electrical class, as you can see. No pictures again, but we got a whole, like, power area right here where you do electrical and stuff. So I think it's a pretty cool room. Definitely a hands-on experience. We got two pretty significant rooms over here. We're going to this one first. This is our theater. I'm gonna go in free cam for this because it's a pretty grand one. And then, as we can see, this is, I mean, I don't know how you can't like this. This is pretty cool, honestly. I like the design that I put at the top of it. I'd love to add more to this room in the future. This room was kind of overlooked again. Like, obviously this stage to, like, carpet thing, like right here, it feels pretty dramatic drop. I don't like that a lot. We'll also get to over there in a little bit. But yeah, honestly, the theater itself, I love it. I think it looks really good. And one of my favorite parts of the theater, if we go over here, is this whole, I don't really know what this is called, like the control room, I would say. We got a whole control system here. We got like notes and scripts, and then we have a computer over here that like manages the whole thing and stuff. This is also one of my favorite rooms in the whole school. I love this room a lot. And then leaving the theater, we go over to the cafeteria, and the cafeteria obviously has a earth theme to it. It's called the Earth Cafeteria. That's why we have a nice little earth model here. This was made of basic shapes and structurals. Unfortunately, I haven't really figured out how to get round decals, so we can't really create an actual model of the earth, but this is the best I could do. I try to make it as realistic as possible, but obviously some proportions are very off. Like, I don't know if the Pacific Ocean is this big. Let me know. Then once again, there'd be decals here of like cities and stuff, but they're not there. And over here, we have a nice little buffet line. I don't know how this got over here. This school was in a little bit of public service, so, and I leave the doors open and unlocked for people to tour, so if someone obviously wanted a bite of food, so, but yeah, this would be a buffet area, and then you get more stuff over here. And we'll take a look at the kitchen later. And then over here, we got like another area. I think this area okay. Honestly, I thought this part of the building should have been a little bit better, the cafeteria part, like, this should have been good in theory, but I don't really like the look of it. Let me know how this looks, though, in the comments, because honestly, I think I could have done better on this, but I don't know. I don't really like it. Maybe I'll change it. And then if we leave the cafeteria right here, we go to a nice little tennis court. Once again, I mean, nothing too crazy here. We got some stands, though, and then, obviously, an attempt for a press box, but there's not much room up here. I could have done it on this roof right here, but I mean, I feel like this would have been a little bit of a hazard. And then just taking a look at what the back looks like in general, this is what it looks like back here. I don't really know what I was doing here. I try to make it like a little bit more detailed because it was kind of bland. And over here we got solar panels, but we'll get to the roof later. All right, so moving out of the cafeteria, as you can see, by the way, we got a recycle and trash bins. We're trying to be in a very earth-friendly school. And we go over here, we got our cafeteria kitchen. This is also where culinary class would be. And the kitchen, honestly, it looks like a pretty average commercial kitchen. We got a nice little storage area back here, freezer, whatever you want to call it. And then moving along our hallway, once again, another entrance to the theater. And then over here, we got our music classroom. We got a few instruments and stuff. Got a couple guitars and then some seats. Obviously, pretty average music classroom. Once again, there'd be decals, but they're not here. And then to the left of the music classroom, we got our theater class or drama class, whatever you want to call it. We got a huge green screen here for like marketing. I don't know how marketing is going to work at the school. So for now, it's just part of the drama class. And then we have some props, some teacher desk like every other classroom, some seats, and then over here we got a nice lift. So if we call the elevator real quick, and then we go down the elevator, make sure to close the door, and we have this little lift area right here where this is a whole backstage area. We got a little stage area for practicing, and like I said, with this little light that you guys might have noticed earlier, this goes out to the theater, so people from drama can go immediately to a theater to perform and stuff in case we ever have a show or something, which in my opinion I think is pretty sick. And then obviously we have escalators going down into the basement level. We have another little security check right here. This is because this is where all of our buses are, or at least an attempt to make some buses. We have bus routes that go around the Bloxburg map. Obviously there's bus stops in the game, but we want to role play a little bit, so we have some 3 buses. So that's why this security check is here. And then down in this hall, there actually is some more classrooms. The basement, obviously, I could have done so much better on, but it's very bland, I know. So, but over here we have 2 basement classrooms. We have Spanish class, which doesn't look like anything pretty special. And then we have a chemistry class with the whole chemistry things. We got some beakers, and hopefully I might make some Bunsen burners. I don't know. If you guys know anything about chemistry, you know Bunsen burners are a very important part of chemistry. So yeah, I like the chemistry classroom a lot. I like the chemistry, whatever these are called, chemistry counters. And then moving out of the basement, which is going to take a very long time, so I'll skip this for you or add a time lapse. Okay, we are back at our basically main area that we entered from. So over here we got, basically these are all classrooms, but we'll go through them one by one. Honestly, the classrooms aren't anything too special. It's kind of like the main parts of the building. So we'll just go through the classrooms a little bit if you guys want to stop and tour a little bit, and then feel free to pause. So this is our English classroom. This is our physics classroom. I definitely need to work on this a little bit. This doesn't look too hot, but I like the little desk that I made for physics. I think this is our algebra classroom. Once again, there's not really much that kind of shows that this is algebra. That's something that we need to work on, especially with the pictures, which obviously do not work right now. And over here is a pretty fun class that I'm actually going to tour a little bit. This is our marine biology class. We got actually a whole pool system right here. I tried to make a fish. It kind of looks like a fish when you're outside the water, but if you go inside, yeah, it's just a cylinder. Maybe I'll do something with this someday, because this would be a really fun classroom if I did. But I don't know if I will. By the way, this school is so huge that it takes like at least a minute to just like cross this whole hallway and then get to the second floor. And by the way, for the staircase, I added like these LED lights. I think it looks pretty fine. It's kind of bright though. And I forgot to mention that each floor has its own little bathroom area. So as you can see, we got a girls' bathroom. I probably shouldn't be in there. And then over here, we got a boys' bathroom. I don't know why these doors are open. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. So over here, we got a nice art classroom. We got paintbrushes. We got the canvas and stuff. Pretty average art classroom. And then over here in this classroom, I thought this would be really fun to make. We got a whole pottery classroom, and it looks like some people already made some pottery. I haven't really checked on this room since I made it, but it looks like while I was gone, it looks like some people made some pottery, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we got some nice little pottery area. I don't know what these are for. Let me know in the comments. I've never really taken a pottery class. I don't know what these things are for. And over here, we have a pretty average class. I think this is history, if I'm not mistaken. I need to add some decals. And then over here, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what class this is. I think it's one of the average classes though, like one that like every school has. So over here, I think we have another English class, if I'm not mistaken. In this classroom, I think this is our geometry classroom. This room has no decals apparently, because I forgot to add them. So this just looks like a pretty average class. And over here, this is by far one of my most expensive classrooms. This is our computer lab, and every single student has their own laptop. So you can see how our money gets drained pretty fast from this classroom. But honestly, with like the new updated like tables that they added in the latest, I think town hall update, I think this looks really good. And then last but certainly not least, we have our mechanical classroom. And honestly, I think this room is one of our best classrooms. Actually, it's top 3. I know what my favorite classroom is, and you guys are gonna love it. But this room is honestly so crazy. Like, we have a whole car in here. I don't know. Don't ask me how we got the car in here. And then we have a bunch of tools and stuff. So yeah, you can really become a mechanic in here. Which in my opinion, I think that's pretty cool. Maybe someone will learn some life lessons here on how to change oil or something. I don't know. And then I forgot to mention this, but while we're on the 3rd floor, every single floor has its own like lockers. I don't know if the lockers work. I don't think they do in game, so that's a little unfortunate. But hopefully they start working someday, because it'd be really cool to see like students' own little lockers working and stuff. So back down to the 2nd floor, we got some empty classrooms. These will be added a little bit in the future. These are kind of like minor classrooms. Like, I think I wanted to make this the detention classroom. And this was supposed to be like a counseling room, but once again, like these aren't like crazy stuff that needs to be added immediately. So, but I think by the end of it, that'll bump up our school budget to like 2.3 million, which is crazy. That is such a crazy milestone. And then over here, we also have some rooms. This would be a board of like directors room where like there's like a whole conference table and stuff. Obviously, did not add that. And over here is the superintendent room. Once again, we got all my like trophies and stuff. I think it looks pretty cool. And then we got a nice, beautiful monitor screen and a nice executive chair. And don't forget the mini fridge and the ice cream machine. And then over here, this wall is very empty. I don't like that. We'll probably change that in the future. So this is my favorite classroom personally, not just because I like space, but also the thing that's inside of it. This is our astronomy classroom. Obviously, at the face of it, it doesn't look too great. But if you go up these stairs, I mean, come on, guys. This is a literal observatory in our astronomy classroom. If that's not cool, I don't know what is. Imagine having a like whole observatory in your science classroom. This is so cool. And even on the inside, with like the blue highlight and stuff from like lights right here. This is how I got the blue highlight. I think this just looks so cool. Got the whole telescope and everything. And over here we got our gym. We call this the Saints Arena. Decals AANA. So make with that as you will. But honestly, the gym looks pretty good. I like the gym. The only thing that I didn't build in this whole school is this window thing, this curved window, which honestly looks great. I had someone do this for me. They were actually willing to do it for free, which I really appreciate. I will credit them in the description below. But yeah, I love this right here. And the gym itself looks really cool. We got a whole press box up here and everything. It'd be a nice place to go on like a Friday night and watch a game or something. And then over at this door right here, if we go in, we have a nice spiral staircase up to our locker rooms, which aren't really anything too special. Look like pretty average locker rooms with showers. And the same one is over here, as we can see right here. And my bills were paid automatically. Thank you, Bloxburg. And then that door just leads to the concession stand, which is not finished yet. Over here, we have bathrooms. We got a boys' bathroom. I'm not going to make the same mistake again and go to the girls' bathroom. And then we have 2 unfinished rooms over here. And guys, that wraps up our inside of the building. Obviously, this is a huge school. One thing that I did miss out on is dorms. And obviously, dorms are very expensive and they take up a lot of space. And I wanted to make like the school part of this build as big as possible. Maybe we'll add some dorms someday. I don't know, but taking a look at the outside, I almost said inside in the last part. The outside I think looks pretty good. We got this little picnic area over here with a pretty nice view of the whole school. Like we got the observatory even in the back. I think I might make this area the thumbnail. We'll see. But yeah, it looks like a nice little place right here. Unfortunately, it's on the main road, so it may not be the best place. And then we move along to the back of the school. I don't really know what I was doing with the trees, but we have a little bird area. I don't know if birds will ever come inside over here, but got a whole little bird watching table if you want to go watch some birds after school or something. Honestly, I think it looks pretty cool. This all wraps back around to the cafeteria and tennis courts. So taking a look at this from the outside, once again, takes up the whole plot. Our roof decorations, I added some fans and air conditioning on the top. This thing costed a ton of money, so if you don't have the money for it, I definitely recommend do not do it. I think the roof itself with the solar panels added costed almost like $300,000, so definitely do not recommend adding that. But if you do have the money for it, always add roof decorations. It adds so much to your builds. But yeah, I think that wraps up our Monadnock Academy tour. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like the video, join our Discord servers. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Peace out.